Let me ask you a question. When you get a dead dink in pickleball, do you know what to do, or do you let it slip away? Don't let it slip away. I've time-stamped the tutorials. Save you time, you can always come back. So pickleball lovers, save 10% on any paddle, keeps us in business, and let's get started right now.
In table tennis, any advanced player or professional player know what banana shot is. The ball is really short and you have to reach for it and you have to try to speed it up. So can we do the same thing in pickleball? Apparently yes.
She said yes. Mark's in the top right-hand corner. He's going to hit the banana shot right here, going from left to right. Because in table tennis, that's a table, so they come from the side more, but in pickleball, this makes you a lot more dynamic, puts a lot more spin, and the ball will go down and sink more so you can hit high, and it'll come down on the court.
The first thing, you need to lift up your elbow. So your elbow should be above your wrist and above your paddle. The paddle goes practically vertical. Swing a little one, bend your knees, wrist a bit, and then you kind of flip it over fast. So the shot looks like this. In pickleball, it's critical to help with your legs. If you don't bend your knees, that would go into the net. It looks like this. It's really hard to read because there is no much swing on it. It looks almost you're going to dink, but you speed up and start. Second thing, it's pretty spinny. It's unlikely will go out. And this is a very good start to start your attack, and you don't go out of position with this ball.
Awesome points, Mark. I love the way you're coming from the side. I never really thought about it this way before. Remember, the banana shot is used for really low balls, and we're somewhat trying to gain the advantage, so don't go too hard, right? We're setting up the next shot. So lots of times with that banana shot, guess forehand next, and we'll get the put away. This is such a good example of a banana flick by Mark in the bottom left-hand corner, followed by a forehand, right? And he gains advantage of the point. Let's see that in slow motion. Banana flick, forehand, gain advantage of the point with that. This is the full point. Mark Napatovich is in the top right-hand corner. Guess what he's going to do? The banana shot. The banana shot right there. And he gained advantage of the point. He may not have won it, but he gained advantage of the point. Here is the banana flick of all time. Of all time. I swear to God. I swear. Coming up right here.
One of the key components of the banana flick is to utilize your wrist fully. You'll see that you're starting with your wrist right up there and finishing with your wrist all the way through to get a really large range of movement with the wrist to generate a lot of spin and speed. So your start position for the stroke is actually with the point of your bat pointing all the way over to your right. And your finish position is with your bat pointing all the way around to the right again. But you've almost moved through a 360-degree circle with your bat. From here to there. The contact point is in front of your body. And you want the contact to be right down near the end of your racket here, because that part of your racket is moving the fastest. To get your racket to point all the way over to the right-hand side at the start of the stroke, what you can do is to get your elbow to turn over and point more towards the front. That will also help you to get the racket over the top of the ball to generate the topspin. So now, in this position, you're in the ready position to play your banana flick.
And now let me demonstrate it with a spin shot.
Check the description for discounts and look at Mark hit that banana flick, right? He is coming from left to right or sideways first. And I tried to get you all the different angles. We upgraded to 4K cameras here at the Pickleball Pirates, and let's go in slow motion right now. right now. So there it is, the banana flick by Mark Napatovich, Senior Pro. Remember, when you hit that banana flick, you're going from below the net, so don't hit too hard and look for that forehand next. Mark, anything else?
Not an easy shot to make, and at first you will feel uncomfortable. But as you practice it, you will get it and you will have it very consistent.
Quick tip I would give that instantly makes you better from attacking from below the net. Stay lower on dinks, right? That way you can forehand and backhand roll more easily because you're lower. Tip of the day, save 10% on any paddle. Keeps us in business. Let's keep moving. Joe Perez, he's in the bottom right-hand corner. And that's a backhand block right there. How to get that backhand block quicker and more consistent, and I'll show you right now. If your partner's playing that forehand middle side, they speed it up down the middle, right? We have to be ready with a backhand counter on that backhand middle side. Let me demonstrate right now. This is the backhand block from the introduction, right? Now, what is Joe doing with his left arm? Take a look at that left arm somewhat up. It keeps him balanced. It really does. And this is a very good example. Take a look at this. This is Mark Napatovich, bottom right-hand corner, right there, right? No take back at all. It is phenomenal. He's coming from ping pong. Beautiful, fast twitch muscles. I'm getting to that. But take a look at this in slow motion. It's going to be sped up down the middle right here. Mark's ready. He's really ready. No take back at all. He actually puts his left hand on his side for balance. So think about that. See what works best for you. Different strokes for different folks. I believe that's what my mom said. Happy Mother's Day. One tip I would give you to look quicker on the backhand middle side is don't swing, right? It's more about grip pressure. So it's all about grip pressure, and it's about those fast twitch muscles in our wrist and making them faster through hand grips, because that looks a lot like the forehand middle block, doesn't it? Basically anything we could do to build fast twitch muscles in these wrists. We don't want to look big, right? I got really big at one point in my life and I got really slow. So we want to go lots of reps really fast to get those fast twitch muscles going in your wrist. This is me playing pro yesterday in Delray. Beautiful facility. Thank you for all the volunteers. And look at this backhand block battle that we had. And look at the pro in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm not saying his name. He's like Lord Voldemort, the man that cannot be named. He beat me. He's just mean. But look at him. He puts his left hand at his side too, right? So maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm teaching you something wrong. I don't know. But check the description for paddle discounts. It keeps us in business and will save you 10% on any pickleball paddle. I do this all the time. I would really appreciate it. One other point, we don't want to break that wrist. We might have to if it's high, right? But if it's at waist level, just knead it, right? So we can snap that wrist, but don't break it, just like your mama said. And happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, and everything I teach is not from me. Tony Giannani told me this. He coaches pretty much all the pros, and it works. It really works. Take a look at that backhand block from me. So good, and it feels so right when you're balanced, right? I'm going to show you later in the video when I wasn't balanced, when I got tired, and I look horrible. I think another reason I miss so many backhand blocks is I'm too high. I'm not low. When I'm lower, I can really meet that ball, and I don't mind resetting because I can. If I'm too high, it's tough for me to reset, and I hit it in the net. Look, I'm a coach. I'm in the bottom right-hand corner, and this is horrible. I look horrible because I'm not set. I'm stepping back. As he hits it right, it's so bad. When they hit it, you need to be set. Now you can step back to give you some time, but be set when they hit it. And this is another horrible example by me. Although I did fake an Ernie, would recommend it. However, look at this. Not set, falling back, setting up for failure like my whole life. Let's be ready next time. Let's fight for every single day, and don't forget to have a good day. You're getting better, but honestly, you still need a lot of work. Go grab some cereal, or better yet, an apple if you're gluten-free, and then come back. We got more tutorials.
Whoa! The crap.
In general, you never want to attack if the ball is below your knee. Why, you ask? It's simple, because you have to hit the ball up, right? Because it's below your knee and you're speeding it up, and a pickleball court is not that big and it might go out, so you'd have to hit with a ton of spin and hit it a lot slower.
And it might just look a little something like this. Top left hand corner, it's out.
And if you're hitting it up a little slower, what are your opponents going to do with that high ball? Crush you, right? Crush you. There are some exceptions, right? A really low backhand roll with a lot of spin and off-speed changeup does work, but it doesn't work all the time, and you have to really pick your opportunities of when to use it.
It happens that quick. You missed it, right? Take a look at this in slow motion. Mark plays senior pro. Look at the pace he hits that ball at, right? Medium speed, not too hard, and that would have went in. It really would have, just like that one. However, his opponent knew what he was doing, and he got his partner in trouble. Attacking from below the net is dangerous after all. When we attack, we have to think about a number of factors. Am I faster than my opponent? Where's my opponent's paddle position? What direction is the wind blowing? What kind of ball are we using?
On the other hand, it is a grave sin, a mass injustice to all pickleball players not to attack those high balls, not to put them away. Remember that placement is so much more important than speed, and choose those targets wisely. Well, what are some good targets we should go for? Open court space, always go for. If it's open, we speed it up to open court space. Opponent's feet always works. Opponent's body works, but where on the body? Let me break it down right now. Dominant shoulder. I'm right-handed. Go at that right shoulder. Right hip always works. Why do I say this? We want to get them to what? Chicken wing, right? It's very tough to cover here. It's easy to block with that backhand. Most pickleball players are looking for it, but if we can get them to chicken wing like this, it's going to pop up and we're going to win the point right now.
Joey, what is a chicken wing? Around the Hooters, I'll show ya. No, that is a chicken wing right there. That's Cliff Pickleball hitting Danae from All Things Pickleball in the right elbow, because she has a dominant right hand. And that's a great example of Mark Napatovich getting chicken winged as well.
Remember, it is way more effective to attack the person directly in front of you. There's less space in between. They have less time to react. And also it opens up less angles, right? If you attack cross court, there's a lot more they can do. If we do attack from that knee level, we have to hit the ball up. So we do have to put some spin. So it's a little more risky, but I do recommend it. It is so important to be deceptive with these low speed ups, right? We really have to disguise it as a dink, so they really have less time to react. One more thing, if we are attacking from that knee level, we most likely are not going to win the point on that speed up. So when I speed up with my backhand roll, I'm guessing forehand put away every single time, because this is what always happens. If you look at Riley Newman, he has that backhand attack and directly follows it up with what? The forehand put away.
Right on cue. Riley Newman, Annalie Waters in the near court. Watch Riley Newman hit a two-handed attack, and he hits a forehand right after. He didn't quite get exactly what he wanted. However, he won the point, right? He hit a two-handed attack. He reset with that forehand. He would have liked to put it away. However, he took what his opponents gave him, right? And this is another point where they have trouble attacking. Riley Newman is in the near court. He's trying to hit offensive dinks, trying to hit at the feet, yet he can't really get what he wants. This is going to happen sometimes, so what do we do?
We don't have to win the point when we're attacking. We're looking for the pop-up so we can put away the next ball. And as you get better, we can attack based on our opponent's positioning, right? Where they have that paddle, and we can really take advantage of that. After all, you don't want to attack your opponent from below the net when he's really sitting on it with his paddle in the ready position and he knows what you're doing, right? We have to use the element of surprise.
This is me hitting a slow motion backhand roll. I'm really brushing up on it, right? Brushing up, hitting with less speed. However, deco bar hits a flick, right? Just flick, no spin, tries to hit J.W. Johnson right in the chest. Take a look at it in slow motion. Now look at J.W.'s paddle position. Slow. It is baiting his opponents into trying to hit him, trying to speed it up because he is the fastest player on the planet.
Scenario number one, we're looking to speed it up, but our opponents are ready. That in that ready position, they're really looking for it. So what do? One, don't speed it up, but continue dinking aggressively. Have some type of pattern in your head, like 1 to the middle foot, 2 outside foot, 1 to the middle foot. Keep them guessing so we can get that pop-up.
J.W. Johnson is in the near left-hand corner. He loves to speed the ball up, but there's nothing to speed up in this point, so he generates a pop-up to put away, right? With a beautiful dink middle at the, what, inside foot? Yeah.
Two, try to do variant speed-ups, different paces, different parts of the body. Again, try to hit that dominant shoulder right hip, right shoulder, the feet. A lot of things could work. And it's always nice to tag your opponents in the chest once in a while. Beware though, some opponents with very fast hands will really tempt you, right? J.W. Johnson, one of the best players in the world. His ready position is almost just like this, right? He wants you to go straight at him so he can put the ball away.
This point illustrates how easy pickleball could be if you speed up the correct ball, right? Serve, drop, reset, get to the kitchen, speed it up, put it away, feel good right now.
So when we're playing a really good 5-0, we have to learn fast because they will. So we have to keep changing our strategy, keep changing our dinking patterns, keep changing where we attack so we can win the pickleball game, because that's what it's about. One tip that will help you win more games is this. If you're really speeding it up, and most of these speed ups will go out, but your opponent is hitting them, just keep doing it, right? Because we look like Superman or Superwoman to them because I hit an out balls. One of the grave sins in all of pickleball. Some other things you can do: forehand off-speed variant, backhand off-speed variant, some spin dinks, keep them guessing, change dinking patterns.
I know this video is on attacking from below the net, but I believe this point is about attacking from a different planet with Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson. Pickleball is so fun.
Did you understand a word he said? I had no idea. Let's go on to the next video. Save 10% on any paddle. Keeps us in business.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about attacking to the right shoulder. So you'll see some examples of how I did this attack recently. It's when I'm cross-court dinking, or whenever you're cross-court dinking, you're looking to reach in and disguise the backhand, act as if you're going to hit down the middle, and at the last second you hold the wrist back and then you just punch right at the right shoulder. At a righty, it's good a lot of times because they'll be sitting backhand and all of a sudden they get chicken winged, or they have to go through all the motion to switch to their forehand from the backhand.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
So I'm cross-court dinking and I'm waiting for a high one. So if AJ can just give me one that's a little high, and then I'm reaching it. And I'm reaching in a little fake, and then last second, pull the wrist back and punch it right at him.
Let's see that again.
Yeah, let's do it again. So I'm cross-court dinking. I'm waiting for the right ball. It's got to be high enough. And then I act like I'm swinging this way. I hold it back and go to the right side, just like.
When I played with Chase yesterday, he set this shot up at will. He could do this because the pace he set it up with and the way he hit it, it's just very natural, not forced. And maybe by looking at some slow motion clips right here, it will help. Maybe it won't. I don't know.
Chase did this at will during the MLP tournament. So easy, right? How did he set this up? A beautiful dink, right? He hits an offensive dink, Then he recognizes AJ kind of pops his dink up. A great time to hit this shot. That's what Chase Blocker's saying right now. Let's see it one more time in slow motion. Set up with an offensive dink. Recognize your opponent popped it up. And then see where your opponent is placing that paddle and then hit it the opposite way.
So the one time to not hit this shot would be if somebody's very good at sitting on their forehand, or if they're sliding really well into the backhand, because you're really attacking this area here on your opponent. So if they're covering that area well, or if they're sitting forehand, then you probably don't want to do that. Also, obviously, if the ball is way too low, you're gonna have to take so much pace off of it to get it up and over and have it stay in, that wouldn't be a good time to use that shot either. But anytime it's around net height, maybe a little lower, it's a good time to go ahead and try the shot.
Chase Blocker is killing this segment, and I have a killer example that happened on Friday. Nick did exactly what Chase said not to, and look at it in slow motion. Nick has this shot, and I know it. I move over, step to my left, hit that forehand. I love doing it. It works.
So that's how you attack the right hip, right shoulder area off a backhand flick. My name is Chase Blocker. I teach lessons at Pictona at Holly Hill and Daytona Beach. Let me know if you ever want a lesson. My email is chase.a.blocker@gmail.com.
The key with this shot is tempo and timing. If you look at Chase, nothing is forced at all, right? He can dink for days, and he needs the right opportunity to set that shot up, and he'll wait for it, and he won't hit it that hard so he can get the next ball to put it away, because that's what it's about in pickleball, to gain the advantage.
These are all different examples of Chase Blocker hitting different iterations of this shot. It works. He gains the advantage. AJ tries it on me. Doesn't quite work, right? Right here, another good point. Chase is hitting some offensive dinks. Hopefully going to set up, you know what, that mutant shot. He missed it. However, he didn't miss much. I assure you, he is top-notch, 5-0 all day. And look at this point. This is just amazing, this point. It has really nothing to do with the shot we just learned, but it's really good. And I'm working on that two-hander. That's me, bottom right-hand corner.
You seem like you're grasping this video, so we'll go on to the next video. Save 10% on any paddle, and let's keep learning.
We have such an awesome tutorial planned for you today, right on these courts. How cool are those? Shot of destruction. Chase, Pictona instructor, bottom left-hand corner, about to hit it right now. It works. It's not a trick shot in my opinion. And even in really slow motion, it's tough to see exactly what Chase is doing. So that's why I'm here. Let's get started right now.
As pickleball gets more and more offensive, you need to learn different types of speed ups to keep your opponents off balance. This one should be utilized a lot more. What is it? Kyle Yates hits this shot, and I hate that people call it a trick shot. What is it? It's this. You pretend you're hitting backhand, you flip it over, and then you go, right? But you have to really sell it. Let me show you a couple examples right now. Here we go. Really sell it, boom. Not very good, right? I did that for a reason. We want to really show that we're hitting backhand, right? I'm really selling it, and then I go, not quite right. What did I do wrong? I really sold it. I went over, but I didn't quite go this way. Let's try it again right now. Better, right? So really sell that backhand, flip it over, and it's almost like you're slicing this way. I have a grip, you're just shaking hands with it. One more time, really sell it. Pretend you're hitting the backhand dink, and then really put side spin this way. By going like this, you put side spin and top spin. You really do, so you can hit it a little harder. It will sink. Let's look at Chase doing it right now. Best instructor in Pictona. Played on Thursday with him, did it all day.
Chase is in the top right-hand corner. Watch him fake a backhand, go to the forehand and hit a beautiful shot. Let's see that in slow motion right now. I look like a tool. I'm in black. He looks like he's hitting a backhand dink. Then he flips his wrist over, hits a forehand, and really comes across. That ball sinks a ton. It's a foot in. It looks like it's going out, right? It's not, and that's the beauty of that shot. It is so good. If you want lessons,
here it is from a different angle. Again, pretend like you're hitting backhand. And then really go this way. One more time. Here we go. Pretend like you're dinking. Really go that way, right? Now I'll show it from the other side. Here it is from the other side. Pretend like you're hitting backhand. Really sell it. And then I'm really coming across this way. Again, I'm almost swiping up into the side like I'm putting spin, like I'm being a boss. I know, I love it.
bottom left-hand corner, look how easily he hits this shot, tricks his opponents. You could do this at home. It's that easy, right? I know. That's what I'm saying. One more time, slow motion, fakes a backhand dink, goes to forehand, puts topspin. That ball's sinking. It would have went in. It really would have. I know. When do you hit this shot in a tournament? Sporadically, right? Surprise your opponents once or twice a game at most. But it can be used, and it should be used daily. When you're in rec play playing a team that's not as good as you, I would try this shot to get used to it. And when you're playing people better than you, maybe don't pull it out of the bag until you perfect it, right? Anything else you want to add?
Seriously, that's all you do. Pretend you're backhand dinking, turn your wrist, hit a forehand dink, surprise your opponents, look really good, and probably meet your future wife or husband, I'm sure.
Here's me doing it one more time in slow motion in a different colored shirt. I think that would help you learn it better. Pickleball lovers, I would try this shot in rec play. I think you should expand your game because we're constantly growing. So don't forget to have a good day.
Pickleball lovers, do you hit this shot? What do you think about trying it in rec play? Please leave your comments, please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and have a good day.
Honestly, I had no idea what he was talking about. He might do a better job this video.
Watch this point. I had to pay for that wall. I know I would not recommend that at home, but I would recommend the forehand speed up. What makes it dynamic? Let's take a look at this point. Dead dink, stop the tape. Right here. My forehand speed up is very good because I hold it to the last second. I'm going, I stop. If they back up a little, I throw an offensive dink at that inner foot and get a pop-up to put it away. If they move away from that sideline, I throw it down the sideline. If that middle's open, I throw it down the middle. And I can dink middle as well to get a pop-up. There's so much I can do. Let's see.
And that ball was actually going out, right? But if you hold that shot to the last second, it works. And look at this point.
Congratulations, you've recognized a dink that floats. What do? You see that middle's open, right? You got that player pulled out wide. I would play that middle. Let's see what he does. And he's ready for that next shot, right? He speeds it up and he's ready. He's a 5-0 to pro and he's very, very smart. Chase, you are.
Now check out this point.
Here is exactly what I'm talking about. I have Chase frozen like a deer. I could do whatever I want. I choose to do this, but I could do that too.
Lots of times, if you speed it up hard, it's going out, so keep that in mind. Let outballs go. If it's high, let it fly. I know. Now check this point out.
And I'm not going to mention his name because he did something wrong. He recognized a dead dink, right? Andres recognized a dead dink and sped it up. You see that, however, his paddle's down here, and on the next shot, he's not ready. He actually hit this forehand roll to get this, but he wasn't ready for it. Question for pickleball lovers everywhere. If the ball's below your knee, should you speed it up? Probably not, right? But if you're going to speed it up like Andres is doing, should you speed it up that fast or look for an off-speed change-up at the right hip or right shoulder for a right-handed player to get onto chicken wing? In my mind, I made a mistake. I hit a good offensive speed up. I hit my spot, right hip, right shoulder for a right-handed player. However, this reset is very common. I should be ready for that. I should never miss it, especially playing a 5-0 player. If you're a 3-5 or 4-0 player, I would practice speeding up and then resetting. Find a friend and do this. It really helps. A dead dink is hit. A dink without a lot of spin and speed. It bounces above the knee, and Andres has the green light. He speeds it up, and he's ready for the next shot. That's what we want, and we have to continue the point to win it, right? And we do. I'm lucky I have no kids because I think Andres is enough. 3-5 and 4-0 players, they hit it too hard. They hit through the ball instead of brushing up on the ball. And Chase is a 5-0 player. He's really disciplined. He saw where his opponent was hitting the ball, how hard they were swinging through it, and he let that ball go. That's what you have to do at home. Practice in rec play near you. Now, if you don't have a super powerful forehand roll or just can't get over it, this misdirection that AJ hits is pretty amazing. He's looking for the pop-up. He's not trying to win the point, and if you watch tape, he gets it all the time, just like right here. And look what Chase can do with his forehand speed up. Boom, he just blows it by me. And you know what? Hitting at someone, that's a fine play. He's targeting right here, and you shouldn't apologize, Chase. You just shouldn't. And take a look at this point. It happened last week. I might not like the ending. That was a decent video, but I think this video is better. Thank you for being with us. Subscribe if you can.
Kyle Yates, the GOAT, bottom right-hand corner, came to clear one on Tuesday, showed us boys a lesson. Look at this in slow motion. He did 3 things that we 4-5 and 5-0 players do not do. One is on this shot right here. Right here. Take a look at this 5th shot drop. What spot is he trying to hit on the court, on the other side of the court? I know, confusing. And then what does he do here that's dynamic? I like that word.
The first thing that Kyle Yates does that you don't do is he hits trick shots. And these trick shots, they're real shots that work in a game. Let me show you right now. And here's one you can learn. I've done a lot of tutorials on the Kyle Yates trick shot. Take a look at that. But he did this on me yesterday and I was really fooled, right? He was coming up, he had a backhand, and then he just went like that. And it blew my mind. This is another Yates trick shot you could use. He fakes backhand, flips the paddle around, and then move. You can take a look. I'm not going into it, but be dynamic, keep your opponents off balance, and keep the momentum.
I have never seen this trick shot he does on me. He's in blue, right here, right there. Made me look like a fool. I do hate you so much, Kyle Yates. Joking aside, he did this next point. He swung at that ball, but my point is, right, he swung. My point is the former trick shot, and I'm putting it in slow motion, he did not swing. So this is a simple shot you can try in rec play tomorrow. Basically set up like your backhand dinking, slice it out wide, really sell it. Let's see it one more time. I really don't know where he's gonna go, right? And he hits it right where my paddle is, but he doesn't smell what I'm selling. Not the best joke, I know. Let's see some other trick shots he hit that day. I really like this one, right? The swipe out wide, stay dynamic. And this is his signature shot. Get ready to say, oh my. Let's see that in slow motion. Silky smooth, trademark Kyle Yates trick shot. Set up like your backhand dinking. Really solid. Text can wait. I'm in the moment. Oversold it, I know. I did do the Canadian National Pickleball League. I'm ready to call it next time. And pickleball lovers, let's keep going right now.
2, on his resets, he's pushing up with his feet, right? Not only that, but he's really manipulating the ball with his wrist. Let me show you video and let me show you what you can do to get better.
He's in blue. This is him resetting on Tuesday. It's coming. This is the full point. Take a look at the first one. He jumped a little, right? The second one's perfect, right? Typically, on resets, you want to stay low to the ground. Take a look at him right here. It's coming up. I assure you, beautiful, right? Perfect balance. And he is almost doing a scooping movement. I just made hard-boiled eggs this morning, and I kind of scooped them. Think about it that way. Nike swoosh symbol, I've heard. He's really manipulating that ball more, put in spin, and it is pretty cool. Take a look here. I'm playing him top left-hand corner is me. No one cares. Beautiful resets by Yates. Joey, anything you want to add?
In essence, he is shaping that ball when he resets it with spin, and he's being really cute. The average rec player needs to practice this. Otherwise, I would suggest resets be more horizontal to give more room for error. This is a typical 3-5 reset. It's a little more horizontal, right? A little more horizontal. This is what Yates is doing. He's really coming through it, manipulating that ball. He's almost cupping that ball, and I'll show you. Right? He's cupping it, and that's just over the net, and the ball bounces back. Let me try one more time. Better, not perfect, right? I wasn't balanced. I was going too far that way. When he's resetting with his backhand, he's really pushing off that left foot. If he's resetting with the forehand, he's really pushing off the right foot, thinking in the sky, right? So pushing off on that left foot, thinking of the sky, barely getting it over the net is what you need to practice, but it takes time. It really does. And with the forehand reset, he's really pushing off this foot, right? Let me try. Right, and it's offensive. Pushing off that right foot and really manipulating that ball, putting more topspin. I know I didn't do it perfect, but I'm not Kyle Yates. I know. The third thing that Kyle Yates does that you don't do is he accelerates so fast up on his drops that's so offensive. You don't have to hit drives. I'm telling you, these hit, they kick, and I'm always on the defensive. And what else does these offensive third shot drops do? It keeps you on the offensive, right? If you're hitting these, your opponent is on the defensive. I was on my heels all day against Yates. It was close, but he did beat me. How do you hit that offensive third shot drop? First, we want to really think of the sky, push up with that right leg, and hit the bottom of the ball, right? It's beautiful, right? And where am I aiming on the court? Right here. Let me show you. The secret I tell my clients is try to hit where the kitchen line meets the sideline on the opposite side of the court. If you can hit the shot, you're hitting a lot of spin, it's offensive, and I'd recommend to do it all the time. But if you're doing this, you're hitting a ton of topspin, right? So really try to get under the ball, brush up, and hit that spot, right? That's what we want, where the kitchen line meets the sideline on the other side of the court. I just almost broke my camera. What am I not doing? Kyle Yates is brushing up a lot faster, right? This is more Kyle Yates, right? A lot faster. He's really going quickly up on it. So if I'm doing the Kyle Yates, he's going a lot faster, a lot more offensive. Wow, like that, right? And he destroys me every time. So when you're hitting this, really push off here, hit the bottom of the ball and accelerate through it, right? That's how you become the top player.
Pretty accurate, Joey. And this is Kyle Yates, top right-hand corner. Now that's a little harder shot, right? This is what I'm talking about right here. Accelerating up. I have such better examples coming up. The last one's going to blow your mind. Here's Yates doing it with his backhand as well. And here's a typical rec player. BK's awesome. I know he might play pro someday, but you got to push off those bottom feet more, just like Yates does right here. Yeah. That's beautiful, right? Backhand. Again, typical rec player doesn't push off those bottom legs as much. Very good players, but not as good as that. How sick is that? That's Kyle Yates. That's a GOAT. I got to play with him on Tuesday. Game was extremely close. That game may go out someday.
You did beat me. You've been sitting for way too long. Go grab a paddle, go to your local pickleball courts, play some pickleball, then come back and I'll be with you this evening. Save 10% on any paddle and let's keep learning.
The red that just popped up is the area the near court needs to defend. On the other hand, Mike didn't cover his area, right? He's a pro. He would tell you himself, David was pinching middle. His duty was sideline. He should be guessing sideline. Why? Because at 2-5-0s, that was that strategy. David has a super fast backhand counter. Take a look at this point. Mike knows where David is, right? He knows David has a super fast backhand counter and it's a great place to speed it up. Mike sped it up directly in front of him because he knew David was pinching middle and they had the angle. If he would have sped it up cross court in that situation, David wouldn't have been happy.
The wall concept is exactly how it sounds, right? You build a wall with your partner so you understand what to defend. You have less space to defend so you look quicker.
So Mike and Dave changed their strategies. The places they defend is now the middle. They have to build the wall in the middle, and that's the red. Look at David. He keeps putting the ball back to middle because he wants them to attack his super fast backhand. He's just baiting them in. And he gets what he wants right there. If you like to watch the PPA Tour, who does this? Dylan Frazier. He basically keeps pushing the ball back to middle. They attack, he's quicker, they win. One other thing, when I'm watching video of people that build walls, they build a perfect wall. They know what to expect. They look quicker. That partner's not making them look like a human piñata. Sound familiar, folks? And look at this point. What else does building a wall help you do? It helps you know where to speed it up, right? Mike knows he's not speeding it up down the middle and he wins. And David knows Mike's speeding the ball up down the line and David knows what to expect.
So if I'm in a dinking battle and I speed it up with my forehand when I'm close to the sideline, I'm staying on that sideline and building that wall because I know my partner is pinching middle.
And the gods of the Senior Pro Tour even build walls. Mircea and John Sperlin are on the defensive in this example, but they still stick to the wall concept, stick together, and win. I know it's like a team building activity, but take a look. So John Sperlin knows Mircea is going to pinch middle regardless, so John keeps hitting down the sideline. He's not resetting cross court because then Mircea would be in big trouble. So he speeds it up. He still gets in trouble, but Mircea stands his ground. He jumps one step back. This is so important. One step back, then he resets and he can put the ball away. The team in the near court builds the perfect wall in this example. They target perfectly, and the team in the far court does a horrible job of building the wall. Let me explain. As a player in the far right gets targeted, they get pulled out wide, that partner needs to pinch middle, and it doesn't happen, right? And even worse, they sped it up cross court, and any 5-0 player would tell you it's a mortal sin. That lady would too. She's amazing, by the way. She hits the best lobs of the best video.
This concept is so simple, but it's getting our partner to buy into the concept. Tell them we look quicker. We can do it. We'll win more matches and I'll play more tournaments with you and I won't switch partners.
So basically start out with positive reinforcement, and if it fails, switch to negative. And again, my point with the wall concept is you know where to speed it up, you look quicker, and you make less mistakes. If she would have sped it up cross court in this situation, no one would have been there to defend. In mixed doubles, usually the man is playing middle, he's pinching more, and walls are built more, especially at the higher levels. You can see it right here. And again, the man in the white shirt is not going to speed it up cross court. He's keeping them back, right? He's pushing them back, but he's pushing them back down the line. He's not going cross court because no one's covering cross court. And this is a good example. We have a left-handed player, 2 forehand middles, and they want to speed the ball up down the middle, not down the sideline. You see the red, you see the wall they're protecting. Let's see what they get, and they get what they want with the wall. Let's see it one more time in slow motion. I'm having a little too much fun with this. Try this concept at a rec play court near you today. It's not that complicated.
You're getting better, but honestly, you still need a lot of work. Go grab some cereal, or better yet, an apple if you're gluten-free, and then come back. We got more tutorials. Take a look at a couple of Jamie's backhand speed-ups.
I know the high backhand put away can cause a lot of trouble. It's tough to be accurate, but why does Jamie hit it with so much power and speed and accuracy? I'll break it down right now. Pickleball lovers, don't forget to have a good day. This is so wrong what I did right there. I went straight ahead of me, right? And that's the point of this video. Take a look one more time. Straight ahead. I'm not getting the power nor accuracy I deserve. I know. I'm gonna break down. It's gonna make sense. I know.
Before I give you the tip, let me ask you a question. What do most 3-5 and 4-0 people do wrong on that backhand put away? They hit it too high, right? It's easy to miss hit it. You're going straight out. What about if you went to the side? And that's what Jamie Onsens is telling me right here. Really good point, right?
Think of more of a swiping motion.
Even with these mid-range backhand speed-ups, he's coming more to the side, getting more power. I almost throw myself off balance by doing this sometimes, and I hit the top and bottom of the paddle. I really like his way, I really do.
I want to be like him when I grow up.
Alpha Jack. Yes.
Jamie Onsens pulls me to the side and says, Joey, you're going too far. This way, you have to be too accurate. What I do is come more to the side. I can hit down and out on the ball. He goes, most attackers attack and come towards the center. And that's true, right? He goes, I'm hitting out wide, and it's really helping me win a lot of tournaments. And he does.
This is insane how lethal this backhand can be. Look at Jamie this point.
I did something.
And I do something. Just a little something. Joking aside, I did get a lot more power off the backhand when I tried it the way I'm telling you to do, the way Jamie's doing it right there, super slow motion, and he's really fast.
Pickleball lovers save 10% on any paddle. Keeps me in business so I can keep doing this. 3-5 and 4-0 players go too far this way and push it more up, opposed to going more this way and pushing it more out and down. One more thing, obviously I said there's a higher margin for error, but also you can get more power coming from the side. I tried it in rec play this morning, and I think you should try tomorrow. And ever wonder how to set up a backhand roll with a really good offensive backhand dink? He does it right here. However, his roll, he's coming a little more this way, right? Put in side spin and top spin, opposed to just top spin and hitting a little harder. Yeah?
Take a look at this point.
And being fast on that backhand block is so important. Look how fast he is, right? Going more swipe in motion opposed to what I'm doing directly right after him. I'm going more this way, throwing myself off balance. Tough to watch, I know.
This point is the perfect illustration of why Jamie gets more power than me. He goes more sideways, left to right. I'm going more parallel, up to down. And he gets more power, more accuracy, and he doesn't have to worry about many things. So I'd recommend trying this in a rec play court near you today.
By doing this tip, you look more dynamic, you get more power, you look more like a battle cat, like He-Man. I love that growing up. so maybe we should be a little more offensive. Did you understand a word he said? I had no idea. Let's go on to the next video. Save 10% on any paddle. Keeps us in business. Green light. This concept of red light, green light simplify things, right? We're not thinking about too many things, and we can attack when we have the green light. And if they hit a really good push or offensive dink, it hits past the kitchen. What do we want to do? Lift that dink shallow in the kitchen so they can't attack. Red light.
This ball, we saw it in the opening. I believe it's unattackable. I made it red. Is this next dink attackable? Not in my mind. However, an offensive dink was hit off it. Right decision. What should you do in this position? If you're falling back, you probably shouldn't speed up. Lob works. Dink middle works. And this shot I'm going to hit works as well. If it's windy at a tournament, don't hit this shot. The wind will push it out.
Save 10% on any paddle.
If you're in this position at home, you're probably already a 4-0. You recognized it was unattackable. You took it out of the air to take your opponent's time. Very good. And since the unattackable dink was quickly identified, an offensive dink could be hit off it.
Red light.
Red light, we can't speed it up, but we can hit an offensive dink, and that's what's done. That's pickleball, right? Playing the odds to get a dead dink so we can win the point. I'm giving the green light to this shot. It is questionable the ball hit the kitchen line. However, that's me, and I'm very good with this shot. Very good. For most people, probably not the best decision. You can't live in the past. It's sped up, and that's what happens. I have to reset. I'm second guessing the speed up. That's what I'm saying. If you watch a lot of video like me, this happens a lot. You speed it up at the wrong time. You have to reset. That could lead to a dead dink. Here, I take my medicine, get back in the point with an offensive dink. Right, red. Can't speed that up. Another beautiful dink, unattackable. And it's such a good dink, it might just lead to a dead dink, right? Green light. No, maybe. I don't know. Is this attackable?
If you try to speed up a dink too low, red light.
No. Ankle level, lower than the knee. He makes a really good move. He dinks middle. This is so amazing. Causes confusion. And watch what happens next.
If you hit a good offensive dink at that inner foot, you might get a pop-up. Green light.
This dink was taken out of the air, but it would have hit the inner foot and did cause, dare I say, a dead dink.
And if it's a green light, you better hit right here. You missed.
Green light, it's recognized, and speed up initiated. Mark and I came up with the red light, green light concept. We're going to keep the videos coming. This is helping me so much the last couple of weeks. And pickleball lovers, it actually makes sense for once.
You seem like you're grasping this video, so we'll go on to the next video. Save 10% on any paddle, and let's keep learning.
This is Women's Senior Pro, happened in Delray a couple weeks ago. They hit some amazing lobs, and I love this first lob. Strategic, right? If you're watching at home, this is a perfect way to utilize lobs, and another lob in the same point. It's not overused. It wins the point, right? And look how well this lady disguises this lob. If you're watching at home, this is what you want. No take back, no towel. Look at that arc on that lob, right? Nice and high, and it's very tough to hit in the wind in a tournament. And this is really good defense. That skyhook, if you have a bad rotator cuff, it's great because you don't really hurt that shoulder. And this is the second lob coming right here. So good. And that's very tough. It's windy. Usually you go cross court. It leaves more room for error. But she didn't because she is a boss.
The key to the lob in pickleball is to have no tells, right?
That is the key of pickleball, Joey. Very good. Look at the woman in the top right-hand corner. Look at that dink she just hit. because she's going to hit a lob that looks exactly the same, coming right here. How good. It gets her out of trouble. It looks like a dink. It catches her opponent off guard. What else can I say? It's like Nirvana, baby. Look at this one more time. It's genius because she's getting pushed back, right? She can either dink middle, speed the ball up, or lob. But speeding the ball up would be a horrible decision, and lobbing worked. So do it once in a while.
First of all, third shot lobs do work. They are effective. They should be used more. But at the higher levels, you're going to see lobs from the kitchen more. So we really have to disguise it as a what? As a dink, right? To fool our opponents.
This is a third shot lob to be used in the wind when you're in trouble, when you're far back on the court. The third shot lob could be offensive if it's hit with a lot of topspin. However, in this example, she was on the defensive, made the right play, I would say, right? She was in trouble, get back in the play, don't miss a drop in the wind.
And Joey, you ask, where should I hit the lob on the court? I would say cross court. It gives you more room. If you hit it straight back, it might be more effective, but it might go out.
Everyone knows a lob's coming, but is it going in or out? And which way is the wind blowing? Because that dictates pretty much everything. There's a wind arrow, and let's see what happens. Yeah, the wind is so important. We must know where it is blowing at all times. It's like your best friend and worst enemy.
Now, obviously, if one of your opponents is glaringly weaker than the other, I would lob that one all day, especially in a tournament. And if we're lobbing it to that person all day, we might as well lob it to that backhand, right? It's tougher to hit. Speaking of tournaments, it's going to be really windy. So when should we lob? When we're against the wind, it's a lot easier to lob with topspin because it gives the pickleball time to come down. If we lob with the wind's going to really take it quickly. So that's something to keep in mind.
How do you tell if your opponents have that weight on their front toes? If you just try to speed it up, last point, of course, following point. And this is genius. This is pickleball. You keep your opponents off balance. She knows what they're guessing, and she hits a lob, off speed changeup, whatever you want to call it. To defend that, a scorpion would have worked.
No take back, or if you do, to have some type of move, something to think about. I would videotape yourself doing it. What I would recommend, go to the park with your pickleball friend and have them feed you 20 balls, videotape them, right? And try to see, can I recognize that I'm going to hit this lob opposed to a dink? Because if you can recognize it, surely your opponents can.
It's tough to put the ball away if you lob to someone's backhand. Lobbing when you're out of position is a good play, and that's a good situation of when to lob. We'll go back, but take a look. She's getting pulled out wide. Most people speed it up in this occasion. Let me rephrase that. Women are better at everything. Guys make mistakes all the time, and women are better at lobbing, period.
Honestly, I had no idea what he was talking about. He might do a better job this video.
I didn't know not to give Gizmo water. He would breed gremlins and then they would multiply, just like you shouldn't give bangers the opportunity of hitting their outballs. Don't do it. Don't do it.
If you could dodge a wrench, you surely could dodge a ball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. What?
Do you know what the most important shot in pickleball is? It's not hitting an out ball, a ball that's going out. So it's not really a shot. And statistics have showed at the 3-5 to 4-0 level, over 50% of the balls that are going out are being hit every single day. This is an epidemic.
Just the other day at the park, this happened. It really did. Why in the world would you hit an out ball going that far out? I tracked a red line going slowly behind the pickleball. If that ball kept going, that's where it's going. We'll come back to this later in the show.
So why is it so important to dodge a pickleball? Well, first of all, you won the point already, and you just let them back in it if you hit an out ball.
That's the first good point you made, Joey. And look how upset Mark is at Sandy. And Sandy deserves it, right? She shouldn't have hit that out ball. Let's look at it in slow motion. Honestly, all she had to do was nothing. That's it. Sandy, I'm gonna give you a call.
So Gizmo was a furry character in Gremlins. Every time you gave Gizmo water, it multiplied and it made gremlins, and this is why I will be soaked by the end of this video. But when you hit out balls, you fuel bangers. Giving your opponent permission to bang without punishment in pickleball is like giving Gizmo water. It's going to cause gremlins, they're going to multiply, your partner's not going to be happy, and you're going to get eaten alive.
Now let's improve. 5 minutes, no swinging. We're having our pickleball friend drive us 20 balls. We're just calling in or out. As simple as that. If you look at Mark's body, he's twisting, he's contorting, he's doing stuff he's not used to, and that's where the muscle memory is getting built in. There's two things happening when you're doing this. Number one, you're seeing the flight of the ball, you're seeing if it's going in or out, and you're realizing you don't have to swing at every ball to win the point. When we say in or out loud, we are building neurological connections in our brain. It works. I'm not a scientist, but look at Mark avoid these out balls. It takes skill to move out of the way, especially against a really good 5-0. This is the first progression. We're going to keep moving right now.
So how do we know that a ball is going out? We can say let it fly or tell our partner not to hit it, but how do we know? First, if the ball's going fast at shoulder level, it's probably going out. So just let it fly. But you say, Joey, with heavy topspin, this may go in. This is true. However, percentages are with us, so we just let it fly.
We're swinging now, still calling in or out. Still building those connections in our brain. I need this. I hit so many out balls when I play 5-0s and pros because the ball's going so much faster. I'm not used to it. This is a great way to practice. I would recommend doing it 3 times a week. It does really help.
Of course, this still could land in with the new paddles. However, percentages are still on our side. Second, most full swings from the kitchen from your opponents will go out because they're hitting the ball pretty low. So as soon as you see your opponent load up and that ball is low, get out of the way, dodge it. One more thing, sometimes you don't have a chance to get out of the way, block that with that backhand.
This is the final progression, right? We practice the drives. Now we practice not hitting out balls from the kitchen line with 3 people. This is how you set it up. Start off by dinking cross court, and the person's going to speed it up vertically just like that, right? I would say I would like progressions with 3 people as well. Start off by not hitting out balls at all. Then just hit the ones you think are going in. Keep calling in or out, especially in a tournament. And of course, you never give gremlins water.
Pickleball lovers, what is your favorite weapon to attack from below the net? Backhand, forehand roll? I want to know. Leave it in comments. It might help a fellow pickleball lover get better. Save 10% on any paddle, keeps us in business. And let's not forget to have a good day. Always.